Hey there guys, how you doing? This is Ice9 and we're going to start this Madden mobile video out with a little gameplay. I'm going to review the film, check my counters, see what I'm doing. I'm using the soft unit against this guy. Pray for Rain's good. He's beaten me before, pretty tough player. My drive against him looks like he's got some kind of hard counter in that was firing pretty frequently. 3 out of 4 times at 17%. It's pretty bad luck. And let's see here. Okay, so there's that. And then his next drive, he just caught some counters. Surprised he went on 4th and 15, strong IPA tight end corner. Usually the play action plays, even if they're not countered, are not the best for 3rd and 4th and long, because a lot of times that defensive end, defensive end, the weak side, usually does not bite on the play action and comes in and sacks you. But at any rate, we got a nice close game here, and it seemed like short passing was working, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to that and see how I do. That's usually what I do anyways. That's kind of the style that I use. I mean, if I see somebody with a soft counter unit, I might go play action. But normally I will go with short passing plays. Seems to be a good way to go. That was tight, but got it through there. And we're going to go trips tight end stick. And once again, get through, strong I, FB middle. And there is one of his hard counters. Oh, that looks like counter setup. Luckily, the two, he's got a collectible in for that. That's interesting. That is an interesting setup. I wonder here, because of that and those two collectibles in here, he might have a setup in just for me. Aren't I special? Let's check something else out here. And Gronk fights for the first down. And getting kind of close here. I'm going to try to run it. I didn't even have a chance to cut on that one. Take a step and done. Oh. Yeah, he knows what plays to take away. I'm going to try deep curls. And that definitely worked. Kind of froze that linebacker there. He did not respond and got a nice completion to Gronk. And strong eye spacing. I'm going to try. And that was a crowd, but he was fronted. Didn't get much of a completion out of it. Bunch Z spot. So we get that. And then we're going to go back to trips tight end stick. That was very dangerous. I got frozen there in the pocket once again, kind of. It's just kind of a strange thing that happens. Try curls. Hopefully I get a good look. Oh, did not run a good pattern. Oh, man. Once I saw everybody coming up and I saw that formation, I thought Gronk did not run a good pattern, but Brady absolutely delivered a dart on that one. He really did. That was an impressive pass. And I got lucky. I mean, I just kind of reacted to everybody blitzing and lopped it over, but Gronk got hung up there for a second and ran a terrible pattern. All right, so next drive here, 6 of 6. I have this guy to play, and because the conversion, let's see kind of what I did. So strong I, FB middle was countered. Strong twins cross was countered. FB flare was countered. Hard countered. So none of those plays are going to be in the arsenal. Pitch. I tried middle again, forgetting. That was pretty dumb. I was playing a bunch of games last night. Yeah, it's always a good thing to try to remember what plays were countered on your last drive. All right, so flare, pitch, FB middle are all countered. Don't try them again. Strong cross too. PA strong cross. So got to keep that in mind. He's got a hard counter unit. And we need 3. That is what we need on this particular one. We need 3 points. Gotta have it to win on the last drive. We get a nice completion out of Marshall there. And let's see what else we can do. I'm going to try flip and bunch flanker drive. Oh, off alignment. Otherwise he was open. And I'm going to try flip and cross up. And got a counter set up. Flip, FL drag. That was terrible. Okay, I'm going to go back to weak eye dig. Barely got there in time. Got lucky. You know what? And we only need 3. So we're going to take 3. Got very lucky on that play. And we're going to take it down right there. We take a win. No sense in running any more plays. And there we go. So that was pretty successful. So waiting for everybody to play me back here. Doing okay in the Hall of Fame. Playing a little bit better. I'm trying to integrate more plays into what I do, and so I'll keep doing that, working on it with season games and also just playing the guys in my league and using it in league championship drives. So still there's so many plays in this game, and you know everybody's got kind of their favorites. A lot of people like those play action, the big 3 as I call them: PA tight end corner, PA tight end cross, PA FL middle. But those plays are so frequently countered. It's like, you know, when somebody will try one of those plays and then it'll be countered, and then they'll run another one of those 3 hoping it's not countered, but they're very frequently countered. So the thing is, to once you see somebody countering one type of play, to try to run something else. If somebody's countering play action plays, then try short passes, long passes, or maybe even running plays. And there's so many things that you could do. It's, you know, those are not the only good plays out there in the book. I try to tell the guys in my league about that all the time. And, you know, some of them are coming around, but it's just going to take time. But with the playoffs upon us, which I heard league season's coming out again, you know, just trying to get us as ready as I can, you know, for this and picking up our game. There's no doubt that this year versus last year, I think about league season and how it went last year, how different the game is. League season last year, I didn't drop a drive until I believe it was the last day when Emmett fumbled on a play. Uh, but otherwise, you could just repeat plays. So I was an expert at spamming plays and spamming Y stick and, mixing up uncountered running plays for drives. I became an expert at that. This year, you simply can't do that. And you have to say it's a good thing. Even if you don't like the game plans, and, because it really favors people who spend money on the game. Even if you don't favor that, it's a good thing that they've got play counter frequency up there, and there's different ways to counter, and then there's some kind of soft counters. So you at least got a shot of countering people on plays that aren't hard countered. You're not only you're covering more than 10 to 12 plays. So that's definitely a good thing. Now, Campus Heroes came out, and I'll cover that. But so far, from what I've heard, it's only 92 to 93 players. So you've got this thing where you've got the 10 colleges, and you got to get the collectibles. And apparently the Clemson one's really rare. I haven't gotten USC or Washington yet either. And then there's this other one where you put in collectibles and you get a no auction campus hero. But they're only 92, 93 overall players at this point. So I don't know if they've got a filter yet at the auction house. So we'll check that out. See if they got anything for filters. Alright, so let's see here. I just don't see anything as of yet. They could probably take some of these old filters out. Some of them just don't really have any use anymore. There's more slots, but I don't see one for Campus Heroes at all. So, we'll try searching for 92 93 overalls. They're just, at this point, this type of player is just not really necessary for a lot of people who are playing. They already have better players. Alright, so let's see here. And there's one of them, Colt McCoy. And, kind of a cool card with 92 speed at the quarterback position. Pretty strong, too. Throw accuracies and power is, subpar, though. But for somebody who likes to run, let's check out this Justin Gilbert card. Pretty fast and strong. Play recognition's a little low, though. Trent Richardson. That's actually a decent card. Just not great, is what it comes down to. Let's see if I can find any more. There's Trent. Again, there's Brian Stork. Not real high impact block. The pass block's not great. Center's kind of irrelevant anyways. A lot of times they double team with the guard. Let's see what else I could find here. If we could find any more of these guys. But that's basically it. Holloman here. That's actually a decent card, but good tackle, decent speed, zone's not bad, man's pretty good. Not a bad card. Not a bad card at all. And let's see here. Fire department going by. Holman. Wow, look at some of these old cards. Talk about a budget beast card. Somebody was asking me to do budget cards on here. And you know what? I don't research golds and just do this type of thing. But I will tell you this. Earlier on in this year, this guy was the man. This Legend Champ Bailey card was excellent. It was a pick machine. So that is definitely a card that I would recommend on a lower level. And then, basically if you're trying to put a budget team together, I think that the way I would go for a lot of them. Let's see here. Let's look at the heroes and see how much they're going for. And the thing with heroes now is that, you know, they're pretty much the sets have been gone for a long time, you know, so that's going to affect, you know, their prices a little bit. It's supply and demand type of thing. There's somebody with a nice little monopoly on lockets with the agility boost. But some of these players are pretty good. You know, this Eric Reed card was pretty good. Made a lot of plays for me back in the day. You know, when you're looking at linemen and you're wondering if these guys really block anyways, cards like this Mangold card aren't bad. You know, this is one of the promos I would look at because the thing is they've got boosts, so you could do that. And then, depending on what kind of budget you're on and how many coins that you have to spend, obviously. Let's go. Where is it even, man? There's so many tabs now. Where are the MVPs? They gotta be in here somewhere. I'm missing them. And veterans, league players. There you go. MVP players. Been so long since I searched for them. But, you know, look at some of the prices. You know, here's a nice little monopoly that somebody has. Or, you know, somebody just putting up, one single guy putting up their MVPs. But if you look at some of these players, I mean, under 100,000 coins, and they're pretty good. Especially when it comes to, like, you know, linemen and things like that. You could get a nice little boost by putting MVP linemen in there. Put other players around him and get yourself a pretty good team. Get up to 96, 97, or maybe even 98 overall, depending. And all these guys boost each other pretty good. If you get like a couple of key cards to really get that overall up there. Obviously, you got to get the free cards to try to increase that. So the 3 tier 7 players, obviously on a budget, just by playing in a league, you get those. And then going out and getting Gronk. I was on Mudhead. I saw a post by somebody who still hasn't gotten Gronk. And, you know, I understand that, you know, sometimes people start later in the year and things like that. But if somebody's been playing all season, it's like, what are you waiting for to play head-to-head? What are you doing with this game? Why do you even care about your team? But, I mean, this is kind of what I did my first season. I didn't play head-to-head that much. I didn't play in a league. I worked on my team. I spent hours at the auction house working on my team and making coins and all those types of things. And at a certain point, it's like, why does it even matter? You don't even play. You know, you don't even play the game. All you do is work the auction house. So I don't know. I don't know what that individual's doing, but man, go out and get Gronk. So if you go out and get Gronk, you get the 3 tier 7s. Trying to think of other things. Domination, Von Miller. Work on that. So if you do that with MVPs and a couple maybe other key players, maybe Thanksgiving Moore or Dion or Brett Favre or whatever, you're going to get up to a 98 overall pretty inexpensively, depending. So these MVPs, I would say, are a really, really good way to do that. And some of them are really, really good players, too. So you could build a good team off of that. The one thing I would recommend, you know, this Prescott card. This is a pretty good card. And you could do that, but I would recommend going up to either, you know, maybe, well, I do like the Wentz card a little bit better than Dak, just because the throw accuracies. Some of them are better for the way I play, but the Dak card's pretty good. But I would recommend going to either MVP Brady or go with that Carson Palmer Pro Bowl card, or go with Frozen Favre or something like that. That'll boost your team up and really affect what you could do. There is quite a bit of difference at the quarterback position. But yeah, just going out and getting these guys on a budget, I don't think you could do much better than the MVP cards, especially when it comes to linemen. Especially when it comes to linemen. And then just trying to fill in and maybe get some other wide receivers. Although Fuller here isn't bad. This isn't a bad card. And the Landry card isn't bad either. But just getting one really good wide receiver, like a Team of the Year Jones, or the Marshall Pro Bowl card, or Dion, or somebody like that, I think that would be something that I would want as well. And then halfbacks, you've got some good budget options now. So let's check out halfbacks. 95 and overall and above, because we do have some good options here. Melvin Gordon card, which I've heard good things about. Pretty fast, pretty strong, pretty decent catch. DeMarco Murray card here. This is a good card. This is a really good card. Good catch. Very elite. 95 speed. 91 strength. Lynch card here. The catch is lower and it's a little bit slower, but a very strong card. And this guy, I'm sure, will break some long touchdowns just because of his trucking is really high. The Murray card is also higher trucking than the card that I'm running, the Z card that I'm running. This Coleman card is very expensive. You can see it right now going at $1.5 million. And you can kind of see. So that's a really good card. I don't know what the trucking card is, but it's a good card for sure. There's Zeke, who I have, very expensive. Here's Blount. It's probably more on a budget, not real fast, but good carry. Although even players with good carry fumble. I heard somebody complaining about him on there. I see a fair amount of people running this AP card, and that's also a pretty good card. They always give him low catch, though. There's Marcus Allen going for $30 million. Ricky Williams here, under $1 million now, and that's a pretty decent card for that. And then David Johnson here. Seemed to be a really super rare pull on that. And it was just too much of a sideways move to justify. I mean, better halfbacks are coming out. I somehow think that the Gauntlet player is going to be a halfback because they just haven't had many boosted halfbacks in the game this year. So I'm guessing that the Gauntlet player is going to be a halfback, but I could be totally wrong. And there's Frozen AP still going for a ton of coins. Definitely not worth it spending that amount of coins on there, on a player like that. Better ones are going to be coming out, but got a nice little selection now of halfbacks that you could run. And then on a budget, more on a budget, let's see here. Let's try to find, let's modify this a little bit. So 91 to 94 overall. A lot of people use Tomlinson. There's a good amount of speed, decent catch. The Murray card here, a lot of people like that, and it's got a boost, the MVP. Not a terrible card. This C.J. Anderson card is actually really good for the money. I played that card when I was doing the Super Bowl challenges. And season stars here, Powell. There's Emmitt Smith. Still a few of those out there. And D'Angelo Williams, not necessarily a budget card. This is a good budget player right here. And I still got one because I really I liked this card a lot. It's Reggie Bush card. Not overwhelmingly strong, but pretty good speed, pretty good catch. Just pretty well rounded. More of an agility back. You're not going to run a lot of people over with him, but a good player. Then another good one here, even though the speed's not overwhelming, is this Headliners Blount card. A lot of people like this card a lot. Could run a lot. I mean, this is a great card for running people over. And you will get some long touchdown runs just because that one guy between him and goal line here, you'll truck him. I mean, I've trucked, when I was using Blount, I remember on a play, I trucked 3 people in a row with him. He's a beast. So that's also a very good card. Pro Bowl Bell, that's a decent card as well. I don't know why they gypped him with that catch. He's a pretty good receiving halfback. Mon Green here. Let's see how these stats are holding up. Kind of plain. An ordinary Ricky Williams. Yeah, let's see who else we could possibly find here. Another season star. And it's an okay card. I think there's better things out there. Anderson's pretty good on a budget, actually. That's a pretty good card on a budget. And let's see, budget halfbacks. Actually, this David Johnson card, right there, that's your best bet. If you're talking 200,000 coins or less, that is probably your best halfback in the game. Pretty good speed, very strong, or pretty strong. Decent catch, can do a lot of things. So that would probably be the budget pick that I would recommend out of all these cards. I've heard good things about this card too, although it's getting a little bit long in the tooth. Man, a lot of people doing this Campus Heroes thing. I'm saving my cards for that. I'm not impressed with that promo at all. Not impressed with it at all as of yet. Until they're talking 95 plus players. Really more like 96, 98, 99s. I mean, I'm not interested. They're unboosted players. Oh, this Murray card. Never did see this card too much. That's kind of a rare one. Signature Peterson. A lot of Andersons out there. But that's really the card right there. That is it. Team of the Year, David Johnson. Let's see if there's anything else here. Anything else at all? Nope. So that's pretty much it, and that's what I'll do for a video. Somebody asked me to do kind of some budget players. I don't know if you had golds in mind, but I'm not doing all that research for golds or anything of that nature, so sorry about that. But thanks for watching, guys.